Hi guys, welcome to Kids Coding Bootcamp. All right, I'm going to be your graphic designer tutor, and today we'll be doing introduction to graphic design. So we need to understand what graphic design is all about first, all right, before we dive into designing different designs. Okay, so today's topic is introduction to graphic design. So what is graphic design? Have you heard of the word graphic design, and then what comes to your mind if you have? So let's look at it. So graphic design is when we use pictures, words, shapes, and colors to share an idea to make something look nice. Okay? So graphic design is when we gather different elements, shapes, pictures, images, fonts. Fonts are text, but in graphics we call them fonts. All right, so when we gather all this together to make something beautiful and very important, something that shares a message, and then it should look nice, should be able to grab people's attention. For example, we have this flyer right here. Okay, if you look at this flyer right here, you could see shapes. Those are like different shapes that are here. You could see different images, like the image of this boy and this other image also that is here, and different fonts, that is different text you can see here, and different colors. So you see how all those elements were put together to make this Kids Coding Bootcamp flyer. So a graphic designer is like a visual storyteller. So instead of writing with only words, they use images and styles to pass a message. So instead of writing on a plain paper, okay, we use things, elements that are attractive, all right, to make a design. Instead of just writing on a plain paper, we make it look more attractive. Okay, so imagine your school book with no cover or title. Would you know what it's all about? That's what design does. It helps us understand things fast and enjoy looking at them. So example, imagine our textbook, let me say our English textbook or our math textbook, and then they remove the cover. So there is no cover, all right? So you just get it. How would you even know, oh, this is English textbook? You need to read the content first before you get to understand this. Okay, this is English textbook, or this is this, or this is that. But if there was a cover, all right, if there was a cover for it, it makes it easier. By picking it up, you just look at, oh, this is my English textbook, or oh, this is my math textbook. Okay, so now that we have understand what graphic design is all about, let's look around and see where we can find it. You will be surprised that design is all around us. So let's look at different places where we can see graphic designs, different designs. Okay, like example, these are different designs. We have Indomie, we have Milo design here, MTN, Coca-Cola, Minicraft, flyer, movie poster here. All right, and then we have different types of graphic design and where we see them. So the first one is poster and flyer design. This one is very popular. Most people only think that graphic design is always all about posters and flyers. And no, it doesn't only end with posters and flyers. But then let's look at posters and flyer design. We use it to share information quickly, like an event or announcements. Example, we have birthday party posters, school inter-house sports banner designs, different designs, all right, that falls under posters and flyers. Example, now we have this birthday flyer right here, and this kids sports day flyer right here. Okay, so with this we get the information, the message, much more quicker than if it was just written on a plain paper. So another place you can see this graphic design is product packaging design. Yes, this is the design you see on items in stores. It helps sell the product and make it look attractive. I'm very sure that most of you don't know that product packaging, all right, is also part of graphic design. What do we mean by product packaging? Let's look at this design. Do you know that this Fanta wrap here that you can see here, or the Indomie wrap here, was designed by a graphic designer before it was printed out and used for the Indomie wrap or the Fanta. Okay, so all those are graphic designs. It was first designed, all right, on a computer before it was printed out. Okay, so the next one is logo design. Logo is another design that is very, very popular. And a logo is a small symbol or word mark that shows what a company or brand is all about. For example, we have this Link School logo right here, and we also have this Digital Dreams logo right here. Most of the times, what this logo does is that without even seeing the name of the brand or the name of the company, just by the logo, you will be like, oh, so this is from this company or this is from this brand. Okay, so it serves like their identity, their name. All right. The next one, we have social media and app designs. And we say that these designs we see on phones, tablets, and computers. All right. These are like digital designs. Okay. Example like Instagram post templates. Like these are mostly designs that we see on social media. Okay. Now we also have print design for school or office. And we say that these designs are made for reading, learning, not just for looking nice. All right, this print design is not just to make a design that look nice, okay, but then is usually made for reading or learning. Okay, example, we have our textbook cover. All right, we have like school calendar or timetable. We have business cards. We have certificates. Okay, so you can see that these designs are important. Well, there is no design that is not important. So now that we know the types, all right, let's ask, why do people use design? That is a very interesting question. Why do people use designs? So now let's look at the role of graphic designer. All right, the role of graphic design in everyday life. So one is to inform and educate. Okay, so graphic design helps people learn something quickly, especially when using posters, signs, or visuals instead of just words. Example, we have a COVID-19 poster, all right, teaching you how to wash your hands. Then we have a sign that said no littering, sign with a picture. So instead of just on a plain paper and they just write it, all right, you have also a sign that you can see anywhere. And once you see that sign, okay, this means please do not litter the environment. Okay, or this COVID-19 flyer that is here, this poster that is here, that shows you how to wash your hand to prevent COVID-19. Okay, but then imagine that this was not designed and somebody just wrote in a plain paper, preventing COVID-19, wash your hands. There's no illustration on how to do them. Right? People really stop to look at that, to read it? I doubt. The next role is to advertise and sell products. All right, so design is used in marketing to make people want to buy something. The packaging, the poster, even the colors all help make the product look attractive. Imagine that you want to sell a design, okay, and there is no, you want to sell a product and you didn't make a design to use and cover it up, right? You just like wrap it up in a white nylon or something like that. It's looking so unattractive. Why would I want to buy that instead of buying one that is like very attractive? Okay, so example, we have Indomie wrap, bright, fun, delicious looking. We have billboard for new movie or soft drinks. Okay, just like you have this billboard here, right, that's advertising this Pepsi brand drink. Yeah, Pepsi drink. So I can see this while going home, like after having a long day at work, and I could see this and I'll be like, because looking at this is like, it feels so refreshing and it looks like it will be cold. So I might just see this And why go home and be like, I want to drink Pepsi. You get, just by the design. Okay, now I'm wanting to buy the product just by looking at the design. Okay, so we use it, helps in advertising, and selling of products. Another role is to create brand identity. So design helps businesses or organization create a look that people can recognize everywhere, anywhere. All right, this includes their logo, colors, font, and style. Okay, you know that, for example, now for Fanta, okay, we already know that Fanta color, all right, is yellow. For Coca-Cola now, we know that Coca-Cola color is red and white. Okay, so like this are like their brand color. Okay, so most of the times if they are doing anything, you will see them using their brand color. For MTN, they have yellow and black. So most of the times if you see MTN design, it's usually they will make it with yellow. They will add yellow color and black color in their design because that is their brand identity. Then for Coca-Cola, the same thing. If you look at the Coca-Cola brand, right, this Coca-Cola was written, this is their font style. So wherever I see this style, I'll be like, oh, Coca-Cola. All right, so this is like all their brand identity. So design is not just for fun. Every poster, label, or flyer has a message to pass. So now that we know some of the rules of graphic design, let's look at the two things that helps make a design feel the right way, which are colors and fonts. So these colors and fonts are very, very important. Okay, you should know how to, you should master your colors, know the right colors to use whenever you want to make a design. The same thing with fonts. So let's look at some of the colors in graphic design. So in graphic design, color is not just decoration, all right? It is a tool. It helps people see better, understand faster, and feel something. Designers choose colors carefully to match the message and mood that they want. Okay, so color is how we see different shades of light in design. Color makes things look attractive, grab attention, and create emotions. So let's look at the types of colors. So there are different types of colors. We have primary color. I would say that this primary color are the three basic color. All other colors are made from this primary color, and these primary colors are red, blue, and yellow. Then we have a secondary colors, and we say that these secondary colors are made by mixing two primary colors, which are green, orange, and purple. Like orange, you can get orange by mixing red and yellow, right? And then we also have another color known as warm colors. And we say that they feel hot, exciting, or loud. So if you want to make a design, okay, that feels exciting and you want the design to feel loud, all right, to be loud, you can decide to add red or orange color or yellow in your designs, okay? And we also have another colors known as cool colors. And we say that this feels calm, quiet, or fresh. So if you want to make a design that feels calm, that feels quiet, and feels fresh, you can incorporate the blue color or green or purple. And mind you, it's not only these three colors that are in warm color or cool color. No, there are also some other colors, but then these are like the major ones. Okay, so we also have neutral colors, and these neutral colors are black, white, and gray. Okay, so now let's look at how color affects emotion. Different colors makes us feel different emotions. So now you see, we don't just choose colors, all right, in design, but we also choose colors depending on how we want people to feel when they are looking at our designs. So red feels exciting, strong, and attention grabbing, often used for sales and warning, etc. So many of them. Example, we have Coca-Cola, we have YouTube. So I could say for Coca-Cola now, Coca-Cola wants people to, feel excited, all right, and they want to grab attention. That maybe that's why they use the color red, all right, in their design. I could say the same thing for YouTube. They want people to feel excited when they are using their app. Okay. So for blue, we say blue feels calm, trustworthy, and professional. Example, we have Facebook. So you could say that, okay, since Facebook is an app where people share like informations and news and stuff like that, we will say, okay, that they want people to feel that any news that they see there is trustworthy. All right. They also want to look professional, and they want people to feel calm when using their app. This is just me saying. So we have the yellow color, and we say yellow feels happy, bright, and energetic, and it's used by brands that want to feel friendly. Example, we have Digital Dreams logo, Snapchat. Yes, I could say that we used in Digital Dreams logo, we had the color yellow. Why? We want you to feel happy when you come to learn any of our course, or when you come to use any of our services, and we want you to feel like, feel the energy. Okay, so the next one is color green, and we say green feels fresh, green is natural, and then feels peaceful. Okay, used for nature, growth, and health. Example, you can see them in agricultural brands, like the flyer that I have right here. You can see these two flyers are agricultural flyer. All right, it has to do with agriculture, and if you look at it, they incorporated the green color in their designs. Okay, then we have orange, and we say orange feels fun, friendly, and energetic. It is a mix of red's energy and yellow's happiness. Example, we have Fanta. So we can say that Fanta wants to feel friendly, and they want people to have energy when they take their drink or their product. Okay, so we have indigo and violet, that's the purple colors. All right, and you see that it feels creative, royal, and magical, used for luxury or imagination. Example, we have the Cadbury Bonvita design right here. Okay, so if you want to make a design for somebody who is royalty, you can incorporate the purple color in your design. Okay, so that is for colors. All right, so why don't we look at fonts in graphic design? So fonts are the style of text used in design. They help communicate emotion, improve readability, and make designs look unique. How fonts affect emotion? Just like different colors makes us feel different things, fonts also have different personalities. Some look serious, some look fun, some look fancy. So why don't we look at the different types of fonts and how they make us feel? Okay, so the first one we have here is serif fonts. And we say that these fonts have small feet or lines at the edge of the letters. They look formal and classic. So this is what we mean by small feet or lines, all right, at the edge of the letter. If you look at the edge of this letter, all right, this word written Harry Potter, let's look at the H. You could see a line at the edge of this H. The same thing for the A. You could see a line at the edge of the A. The same thing for the R. The same thing for the Y. You could see lines at the edge of the letters. And they said they look formal and classy. That is how they feel. All right? How it makes us feel serious, respectful, and trustworthy. So these are like serious fonts. So we can see them in newspapers, textbooks, and banks. So if you look at all these are formal settings. Okay. So this font is basically used for any formal design that you need to make. So the second font we're going to look at is sans serif font. And sans serif font is basically the opposite of serif font. This font does have small lines or feet at the edge of the letters. Okay, they look clean, simple, and modern. How does it make us feel? It makes us feel cool, friendly, and easy to read. Okay, if you look at this Kids Weekend collab right here, or even the fonts that was used in writing this, okay, there is no lines at the edge of the letters. There is no line. If you look at it, it looks so clean. There are no lines. So it looks so clean and simple. So this is like a modern type of design. Okay, so where do we see it? You can see them in websites, mobile apps, tech brands, flyers, so on. Okay, even the Digital Dreams ICT logo right here was made with sans serif font. Okay, so the next one is script fonts. All right, and the script fonts are fancy and creative. They are fonts that looks like handwriting. They are stylish and artistic, often used for special occasion. How it makes us feel? It makes us feel fun, makes us feel personal and elegant. Example here, this fresh milk here, if you look at it, this looks like somebody's handwriting. It looks so stylish. Okay, if you have like an invitation card, all right, at home, you can check it and you see that you see a script font in that card. Okay, the next one we have display fonts, and we say display fonts are bold and unique. They can be playful, blocky, or decorative, and usually used for headlines, all right, to grab attention. Okay, how it makes us feel strong, confident, and powerful. So this text that was used for the Kids Coding Bootcamp here, all right, is a display font. All right, so this is a display font. So where can we see it? You can see them in movie posters, billboards, music album cover. Basically anything that has to do with advertisements. Most of the the headline text there is usually a display font. Okay, so to help our designs look good and make sense, we follow certain rules, all right, called the design principles. Okay, so they are the principles of design. They are rules that guide our design. So why don't we look at them? The first one is balance. Balance keeps things even, all right? Don't put everything on one side, okay? Don't put everything at one side. So for this is like an illustration of what we mean by balance and imbalance. So now this is imbalance, okay? Now, if you put your whole element that you're using to design right here, what happens to the space here? There are too much space here, okay? But if you look at this, this is well balanced, okay? This is well balanced, all right? So let's look at this image right here, all right? So for balance, now we have this image and we say, if you look at this, this was balanced very well. You see how the text are here, all right, balanced. Everything started on the same line. Then here, the image is also here. Like the person managed their workspace, okay? But look at this. There is no balance in this, right? There is no balance in this at all. Person just placed things wherever he or she wanted to place it. So this is a bad design and this is a good one. The second principle is contrast. So in design, all right, we use light versus dark or big versus small to make things stand out. Okay, now let's look at what we mean by light versus dark. looking at these two illustration, okay, do you know that there is, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a text here that says contrast. All right, but it is written in a dark red color. All right, but this one we can see it very well. Why? Because it is written in a lighter color. So this is already a dark background. This black is already a dark color. Okay, so this text color is also now also a dark color, dark red. So dark and dark colors cannot go together. All right, it's always dark versus light. Assuming that the background is a light colored background, then use a dark text. Okay, assuming now that this background now that is black, it was white, you would have seen the contrast very well. But for this one, you wouldn't see it that well. So it's usually dark versus light. If you're using a dark background color, it's advised that you use your text colors are lighter colors. If you're using a light background color, it's advised that you use a darker colors for your text or images. Okay, so now let's look at this design right here. If you look at this design, all right, there's a text that is here. I can't even see it that well. Why? Because the background is a dark color, all right, a black and dark blue color. Okay, and then the text was written in a black color. So you see, it's dark versus dark here. That is why I cannot even read what is written here. The same thing with the image. All right, there's some part of the image that I can't see. Why? Because it's black in color. Okay, but then look at this. Look at this. Are you seeing the choice of color? Are you saying that the background in this image is a light colored background? Now, are you seeing that the text that was used for this are dark color text? Black, black, black. Even this one black and the dark yellow color. So you see, that's for contrast. So the next one is alignment. All right, so you make sure things are aligned properly. Okay, there are different types of alignments. There are center alignments, there are left alignments, there are right alignments. Okay, so you choose any one that you want to use, but the issue is make sure it is aligned properly. Like this now is an illustration for a center alignment. Okay, see, everything here was placed in the center. All right, so it's looking so nice, but this, no. Let's look at it in design. This is a center alignment design. Okay, everything in this design was put in the center. All right, so you see it's aligned properly. Okay, but in this is a no. Images was put in different places, then the text, everything was just placed anywhere. All right, can hardly even know. I don't even know what the flyer is really talking about, if I'm being sincere. I really don't. So this is a bad design, has a bad alignment. Why this ticks the box. So the next one is repetition. All right, so in designs we repeat colors, shapes or styles to create harmony. Like we have in this illustration, you see how they repeated like colors here and the shapes, okay, and it looks good. But look at this one. Nah, this doesn't look good. Let's look at it in a design. So look at this now. Okay, shapes here was not repeated. This is a different shape here, a different shape here, a different shape here, a different shape here. Same thing with the colors. Like, I don't even know what the color is doing here. But if you look at here, all right, the colors, some of the colors here repeated. All right, the same thing with shape. This shape was repeated 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the same thing with the shape here. 1, 2, 3. You understand? The same thing with colors were repeated. Shapes was also repeated. But here, no, different shapes, different colors. So white space, all right, leave space between things. Don't overcrowd them. So now let's look at this illustration right here. Okay, you see how the circle was placed here? There is a little space before the text, a little space before the line, all right, space before this text, space before this text. But look at this one. The text here is touching this. Okay, there is space, but the space here is little. Everything here is jam-packed. The text here and this one, you don't even know that, like they're not even together. Let's look at it in a design. If you look at this design here, the space here was managed very well. Okay, space here was managed very well. But if you look at this, nope, nothing was managed here. Everything is crowded. Right, all the designs here is very crowded. Okay, so once you leave like space, all right, in your designs, make sure the design look neat. Okay, so that is it for the principle of design. So we have come to the end of the introduction to graphic design. All right, and you guys are going to do a mini project for me. It's time for you guys to be a design detective. So I want you to arrange these designs into two groups, all right? Bad design and good designs. Okay, so these are the designs you're going to arrange for me. So arrange these designs into bad designs and good designs. Okay, so I will see you guys in our next video. Bye guys.